Morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, wherever you're at in the planet. Yes, it's a Tuesday. Welcome to Winning Cypher. I'm Dr. Jaws Imperial. We're going to get into it. MFC, you're having some little difficulties. I keep telling these people about that Japanese Wi-Fi. You got to watch it out there. They're going all over. But yeah, it's that time. So we're going to get into some news we got today. Yeah, there's some growing outrage. Hi, how you doing?
I don't know why
Still,
this is acting up.
still a little crazy, right? Yeah. Just get it right. Just get it right, and you pop up. Yeah. So we gotta get into what's going on. We got some outrage in Michigan, right? It was a little boy, okay, 12 years old, taking out his trash, and he got locked.
After Lansing, Michigan police handcuffed and detained a 12-year-old boy as he was just taking out the trash.
Damn.
They say they were looking for a car thief. ABC's Morgan Norwood joins us with the details. A disturbing story. Morgan, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you, Janae. This incident is the latest in a string of mistaken identity encounters. Tayshawn Bernard's father says that he knew something was wrong when his 12-year-old took a little longer than usual to take out the trash, right? But when he went outside to check it out, his son was being led away in handcuffs. This morning, growing outrage after police in Lansing, Michigan detained a 12-year-old boy while he was taking out the trash.
A kid bringing out his trash to be dumped.
Tayshawn Bernard's father says he asked his son to take the trash to their apartment complex's dumpster. Well, when he didn't return after a few minutes, he went outside to find his son handcuffed and being placed in the back of a police cruiser. The boy released moments later, but lawyers for the family say he's still distraught.
He's been so traumatized that he does not want to go outside. He doesn't want to take the trash out. He doesn't even want to check the mail.
The Lansing Police Department posted an explanation on Facebook stating an officer was pursuing a suspect in a string of Kia thefts wearing neon shorts and a white shirt. A different officer was in the area and saw Bernard wearing a very similar outfit and put cuffs on him.
Our client wasn't wearing a white shirt. In fact, our client was wearing a light gray colored shirt.
The department also issuing an apology saying, "Our hope is we can put this unfortunate case of wrong place, wrong time behind us and continue to represent the community that we serve."
He wasn't in the wrong place, nor was this the wrong time. He was in the right place, his home.
And lawyers for the Bernard family say that they're exploring all legal options, including the possibility of filing a lawsuit.
Hi, everyone.
Wow. You see that? Yeah, wrong place, wrong time. That's how they call it, man. That's really sad. Really sad. We all have those type of situations. Sure, I got a situation like that. Sure, yeah. I just started junior high school. I was 13 years old, cutting school, and some lady thought I robbed her because I had a red shirt on. And the only thing that saved me was I had some hot McDonald's that was steaming out the bag, and the cop had the gun in my head and everything. You don't forget these things. You do not forget these things, and woo, sad, because I heard another interview. The young boy, he was sound very bright, like he got a future ahead of him, and things like this could scar you. Not to mention, the police wonder why we don't trust them in that manner. Like you don't just put cuffs on a kid like that. Just like I've heard stories, out here in California where, it was a known thing where police would actually, get little kids and they would ask them certain questions and they wouldn't answer. They would throw them over a hot hood of a car, okay, scolding their chest or their back, whichever way they threw them against the car, and that was that's a known tactic. I've heard that from more than 3 people. So obviously it was a routine that they do out here. It's just sad. It's sad because especially adults, we all have kids. Would you want your kid to be treated in that manner? So yeah, hopefully, and the lawsuit's not going to heal those scars. He's definitely going to have some type of psychological work because it's very, very traumatic when you're taking out your garbage and you're caught up in something. Thank God he didn't have that same attire, like they were saying, it was a white shirt. He had like a gray, like a light tail. So it's definitely not right, because I know damn sure that officer that probably cuffed him, if he had kids, he wouldn't want his kids to be treated in that manner. somewhat called benefit of the doubt, not to mention, see what's going on, pat them down, put them in your, the back seat. You don't have to put cuffs on them. It's not a play. You're not playing, cowboys and robbers. This is real life stuff going on here. So that it can mess you up. It can mess you up very, very highly, especially a kid who's not, able to process everything right. So yeah, not nice, not nice. But I wanted to let people know there's a documentary. It's really cool, man, about Biz Markie. I was very fortunate to meet Biz. In fact, Biz, he used to come around my neighborhood. The guy that you see coming off and on our winning cipher. Okay, U.S. Breaks. He lives not too far from me, and in fact, the block next to me. So Biz would come over and they would, share records. Because if anybody knows U.S. Breaks, he got more records than anybody. In fact, he probably got more records than Biz. No, in fact, he does have more records than Biz. I could honestly say that. And I've heard Biz has a lot of records, but yeah. And if anybody knows U.S. Breaks, he has rooms. It would look like he's a hoarder, but he would have crates of records all through his house. This was crazy. But no, he used to mess with a guy named Ronnie who doesn't do music anymore. But Ronnie and U.S. Breaks they used to have a bunch of superstars. UTFO used to come by, and basically, and it's sad because these guys would come by, get these breaks off of U.S. Breaks, and not look out. Including Biz. His biggest record, you just a my friend, just as I say, you just a friend. That little piano riff that was from U.S. Breaks. Shout out U.S. Breaks. I know what's up because I remember it was a big thing. But no, Biz Markie's a very funny guy. He's one of those guys who'll see you out. He doesn't act conceited, even in his his prime. He would talk to you and everything. And I've been in fact, I wouldn't say that started me out on a music goal, but it definitely spiked my interest because I remember we went to this party. I was too young to get in. I probably was like not even 12, and we couldn't get in anyway because it was around the block. But this was in Harlem, So what we did, I was with the older guys, and what we did was, we was talking to the girls, and these guys was too young. That's why they would bring me because I was never scared. So they would like a female, and they would, I would go over there and start the rhythm up, but that right there sparked the interest. I was like, damn. They got a line around the block, and I mean, it was to the point where nobody else could come in. And it was one of those event centers. It wasn't a club or anything, but it just showed me that okay, this is something big here. So that spiked my interest, and then I started looking into doing music. So definitely Biz Markie, he's one of those pioneers. Not to mention he was on his own path. He didn't copy off of nobody. He was like they say, the first comedian in hip hop. So I definitely respect him in that manner, and it's sad. I seen Marley Marl on there because I know one thing. That's why if you notice, Marley Marl never worked with those artists that was on his label because they was jerking the crap out of them. After that first album, they didn't. Big Daddy Kane didn't mess with you. Nobody. Master Ace. And it goes back into that's why when people say, "Oh, you got all these white people jerking us," and here it is. This is a black label. Although one of the business owners, he was white, but still, you're jerking your own kind. And this is Fly Ty and Marley and all those people that own Cold Chillin'. I mean, they was jerking the crap out of them, and it's sad because if you're getting money, everybody's getting money. Be happy, and not to mention it messes your business up because you're not going to do business with somebody unless you're slowing ahead. And damn sure Biz was, because I want to say Biz was the first one to leave. Oh yeah. But like I said, he could definitely snap there. You don't want to snap on Biz. That's why all these people, talking crap after he passed. Shit. And yeah, big middle finger to those people that robbed him. Yeah, the Brooklyn cats. You know what I'm talking to. Yeah. The cat used to run with Tupac. Was in the Haitian Jack. He thought that was all cute and shit. That ain't nothing fly because Biz the wrong one to rob. Luckily, Biz ain't got that type of mind state either. Because Biz had mad love. That's one thing I could say. Biz had mad love. If he was on a different type of page, yeah. Okay.
He was like, yo, I got this idea for this song. And he starts singing, oh, baby, you got what I need.
Go Biz.
the music, he was the style, he was all the aspects of hip hop. People love Biz, man.
This is where I used to live.
His mom died.
He ended up in foster care.
What he learned to do was laugh.
When he take a shower, he's so bold he washes dreams away.
Biz didn't drink, didn't smoke. He was a collector.
I started collecting memorabilia.
This is circa 82, 83.
He came to me with this beat called Make the Music With Your Mouth.
He was telling his story.
I don't want to be your player.
Very rare that artists come with that type of vision.
Biz is the only artist in Warner Brother history to rise in the charts from sales.
He's not even a rap star no more. He's a pop star.
He said, I'm going to take rap in a whole nother direction, and I'm going to be me.
Yeah, make sure you check that out, everybody. Definitely make sure you check that out. It's a good documentary. I seen it. You know, definitely good. Shoot, it even brought a tear to Rakim's eye. All right, and if anybody knows Rakim, man, he's he rarely smiles. You know, so yeah, Biz touched a lot of people, man, and his passion. It's just sad. It was you know, during the end of COVID, so you know. Yeah, not a good pill, man. Because yeah, Biz was definitely a solid guy. He started DJing and everything. He was doing those big parties for all the stars, you know, out here in LA. Yeah, so Biz definitely a pioneer. Wish this generation could know him a little bit more. Even though he was doing that Gabba, he was doing it, you know, so a lot of kids were able to, you know, get into him, but they didn't know the Biz. He was in fact, Biz was in hip hop. I want to say since the damn start. Yeah, he was in hip hop, but they said you know, that was before my time. But Latin Quarters, I guess that he was like a staple there. He was always there. So yeah, but like I said, definitely in hip hop, yeah, Biz was making those moves. I seen it with my own eyes. You know, he had event centers around the block, and I think at that time he didn't even have his album out at the time. He was right before he dropped his album, Make the Music. He had that joint out. But yeah, so yeah, definitely. Love your artists, man, before they pass. You know, that's why I give it up for Nori and them doing the Drink Champs thing, you know, giving that flowers out before, you know, it's too late. You know, because you never know tomorrow, the pain and the sorrow. So definitely. MFC, you okay over there?
Oh, yeah.
Man, what's going on? Damn.
It was technical difficulty. Trying to get my AirPods.
Technical difficulty?
Sheesh.
Okay. Yeah, that happens sometimes. You know, it's one of those days though. You know, it's one of those days. You know, Tuesdays are always kind of crazy. That's one thing I can say. Yeah, Tuesdays are always kind of crazy. You never know. But yeah, we was talking about Bismarck. Bismarck passed away, you know. I want to say for COVID complications. They didn't really go into it in the documentary, but you know.
Yeah.
It's just sad, you know, because he had just had a daughter. He had a young daughter, so yeah. Bismarck, he was doing his thing. He had the Vapors. That was a hot song. That was I love the Vapors. Yep. They used to play that on WBLS. You don't know nothing about that. WBLS, okay? Yeah, remember the Vapors.
Even the press say what's the meaning of VAPORS?
Okay.
The meaning of this word, without no doubt, makes nobody want to beat that when you're down and out. Now when you're established and got a lot of money, everybody want to be your buddy and honey. Like tall buildings, they call skyscrapers. Can you feel it? Nothing can save ya, but this is the season of catching the vapors. And since I got time, what I'm gonna do is tell you how they spread it throughout my crew. Well, you all know TJ Swan, who sang on my records. Make the music, nobody beats the biz. Well, check it. Back in the days before this began, they used to try to talk to this girl named Fran.
Yeah. There you go. You got to give it up to Bismarck. Rest in peace, Bismarck, no doubt. Thanks for giving hip hop what you did. Yeah, he was the first comedian in hip hop. No doubt. He's definitely the first comedian in hip hop. But yeah, MFC, you heard about that kid in Michigan, the 12-year-old?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
That was really crazy. And that is traumatizing, you know.
Yes.
And and apparently, they were looking for, there was a theft that had happened, and
Yeah.
so they looked at him as he fit the description, but
Yeah, it was a white shirt, but he had a gray shirt on.
yeah. Well, you hear stuff like that happen all the time.
Oh
They
no,
get
that's
somebody
something that
and they
happened
don't
to
even
me.
they don't even match the description. The skin color's not the height isn't the
There
same.
were guys. Let me tell you something. And a lot of people lie in prison. Okay, but there's certain people you could tell when they're not lying. Okay, and I've ran across a couple of people in my times that they didn't do it. They didn't
No, I
do it,
believe that.
and it's really, it's you can see the tears in their heart. Just think
Yeah.
about it. So it's messed up.
Yeah.
Then you hear these stories all the time of these detectives. They'll set people up just to rise in their careers and stuff like that. And these cases are being, these guys will get out 15, 18 years later. It'll come out that here the detective knew who did it, but they didn't want to, they didn't want to go through the paperwork again. Oh, it's a whole bunch of different variables. But bottom line, these are people's lives. Just like I was saying, how would you feel if somebody did that to your kid? Remember, he's 12 years old. He ain't 18. He's not 22.
I know.
12 years old. Okay, you could throw him in your back of your police car. They got the petition.
Yeah.
And it's I've seen people get in fights and police put them in the front seat.
Yeah.
No cuffs or nothing.
But also for this kid, the gun was drawn on him.
Even that.
Before they handcuffed him. So that has to be, for kids that they're not experienced, that they don't see that exposure and stuff like that. That's traumatizing. I mean, even adults get traumatized.
I see people get shot, but when that gun's on you, I had a cop with the gun on me, and thank God I had McDonald's and it was steam coming up because this was like around October. Okay, I'm playing hooky. It was my run to go to McDonald's, so I got a bunch of little McDonald's breakfast treats and all of that, and the cop, he was shaking. So in my head, and somebody from my neighborhood had just told me, about the safety. They was talking about the safety. That's why a lot of people robbing people, they'll take the safety off, and you know what I mean? They don't mean to shoot you, but that safety is off. So as soon as you touch that trigger, it goes off. I ran across a lot of people that shot people, didn't mean to do it, but as soon as you touch that trigger. So anyway, that was going through my head. And you know how they say your whole life goes behind my whole
that flash.
That flash. He had me leaned over the gate later. I had a little cut, but I didn't even realize it. That's how scared I was. Okay, when you know how you like my life's about to end because and he's shaking like a leaf. Okay, so yeah, it's and you never forget it. You never forget these things. So
no, it's true.
That kid is always gonna remember it. Not to mention, see what people don't understand. It'll bring that hate. Might not be now, but years from now, and people won't understand that hate coming from that kid.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Towards law enforcement. And this is why people don't understand, not even that, just a person looking at this. You see what I'm saying? Just like we have somebody who's seen something with Emmett Till and they feel a certain way. Wasn't even in his lifetime, but they just heard about that and they make that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll make their mind up.
They always tell you it's, like I said, for me growing up as a kid, we used to have the patrolmen in the neighborhoods. So, you don't even see that anymore. They don't even talk about that anymore. But the reality is that, you have, when you get hired to be a police officer, you have to go through a lot of tests, psychological and things like that. And unfortunately, some people can pass, they do really well on tests, but there is a lot of people that should definitely not, have a badge and the authority to have a gun.
Well, I know one thing dealing with the police. It's hard to.
But there's a lot of good ones. I always tell people, it's on both sides.
Yeah, but MFC.
You have a lot of good police officers.
That good police officers like this. That part I don't get.
Well, that's but see, that's one thing I had to say too. That code of blue, okay, before the way it was is that even they knew for a fact the officer lied and everything else, they cover. But now, like you said before, with technology and everything, there's cameras and all this other stuff. And remember, now with your cameras on, you turn your cameras off, you get in trouble for that. But again, it still goes back to the other part. But like I said,
there's more bad than good in my book. Okay, I'm seeing it now. Time, all of that, they're different now. No, there's more bad than good. that I'm seeing, that I'm hearing, that we're seeing.
Yeah.
Okay, if the cameras wasn't on, if somebody wasn't filming this, we wouldn't be hearing about this. Okay, that poor father. Okay, he lucked up because somebody was filming it. Trust me, I see horrendous stuff going on here in LA,
Yeah.
okay, Vegas,
That's
Phoenix.
true.
Now,
That's true.
now, all of that, turn the cameras off. All you got to do is be cool with whoever your sergeant is and blah. Remember, I deal with a bunch of officers now that I do. You know what I'm saying? And they complain about certain things. That what I thought was, you know, they have agencies that they watch over them, and that's all set up.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's all about who you know. You know, it's all about who you know. And
That's
it's
true too.
just like they said, hey, good morning, Cuba. How you doing? They said
Salute.
it was basically, you know, with as far as with wrong place, wrong time. How could you even fit your mouth to say that? This kid lives there, but this is the mentality. Well, you know, my bad. You know, but it goes back to, how would you feel if that happened to your kid?
No, it's true.
Bottom line, not to mention, this is a kid. And then not to mention, it's not a kid that's, you know, some kids are big for their age. No, this is a little puny kid. Where do you live? Okay, let me take you to your house. And that could have been solved right then and there. You ain't putting no cuffs on them. You're not putting a gun out on them.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's you know, all of that, you know, oh yeah, they're a little different now and everything. No, because that should be looked down upon. You see? And there's a lot of things dealing with kids. In fact, we got another story of things happen to a kid. Okay, you have a manager at an apartment complex, okay, basically assaulting kids. And the crazy part is, if this was years ago, before cameras and technology and everything, these are situations that happened with Emmett Till. Okay, so let's get into this. This lady, do you know her age, MFC?
She's 62.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we got Rich. You know, Richie gonna get to it. Shout out to Dr. Richie.
A black child swimming at an apartment complex gets attacked by the manager. Orange soda poured on the black child, caught on camera. We're unable to show the visual of this. We can show you the screenshot. Here it is.
Wow.
Full mass. A white female manager of an apartment complex in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Damn.
Allegedly attacked a young black child while he was at the pool. 11-year-old Jace was simply exiting at the pool at the Sedgefield Garden Apartments when 62-year-old Kimberly Jennings, right there, decided to pour soda, orange soda, on his face, and then proceeded to hit him twice in the face. Is on the video. Once again, because this is a minor, we're unable to show the moving video. Argument over the child or children being allowed at the pool unaccompanied by their parents is what led up to the assault captured on camera. Jace Lyric. She said not to come back this time. The other time she never said not to come back. So that's why we kept going, because it's summer and it's hot. It's a pool.
Wow.
Let's put up Jace. Jace wasn't the only victim. He claims before the manager assaulted him, she pulled his sister's hair and hit her in an effort to get them to leave. Now let's put up the manager again.
Yep.
So you like putting your hands on other people's children. Now see, that's abuse, where I come from. Regardless of your rule enforcement, understand that children will play. The children will seek opportunities to go swimming. And that your actions, regardless of your stated rules, are unlawful. We spoke to attorney Harry Daniels, along with attorney Ben Crump and attorney Jason Keith, who will be representing the children and taking legal action. That's the team you don't want to see coming. Attorney Daniels said directly to Indisputable, quote, simply put, We're talking about 2 black children who just wanted to cool down in a local swimming pool. And that infuriated this woman so much that she wasn't satisfied with just assaulting them. She wasn't satisfied with pulling their hair and hitting them in the face. She wanted to humiliate them, and she felt empowered to do it. Now, I want to remind you, she, after the assault, after the alleged assault, she does what? Pours orange soda in the face of the child.
Yeah, that would have been a case right there. But that's still not the right answer, and that's what I want people to realize. And this,
Well,
this
she's
is
arrested.
this
She's
is the
definitely.
same. No,
They arrested her.
That's
But
what I'm getting at as far as is, you know, the dial has to be different, and I'm really seeing that with the Montgomery case, with how
let
you
me tell
handle
you,
things,
with this
with
case
how you
too,
handle.
what's sad. I'm sorry to interrupt, but what's sad about this case, the fact, not only how these children were treated, but the residents, because I looked into this story, the residents support this manager, which is crazy, okay? Because it's supposed to be the pool for only residents. Now, the kids, they live the next block over. They're like the next door, right next door to
Okay,
these people. But
okay.
that doesn't give her the privilege or whatever to do what she did. She's definitely way in the wrong. And, you know, and every parent is different. Some parents, it would have been a case, a whole different story would have been, you know, putting your hands and
That's not right. It's not right because you're going to be taken
no,
away from
it's not.
kids. Now you have a situation. We have to get back on protection, and let's correlate the mission. Let's correlate this with the case that you just had, okay, in Montgomery. Okay, as soon as that guy, okay, because they could have beat him to death, but as soon as you got him out of harm's way, because now you got a lot of people that's gotten arrested. You got that lady that lost her job, and you know that it has to be, and it's not no turn the other cheek or anything like that. But when I say the ultimate mind state, that's what needs to be used right now. And you're seeing these from these cases. Now, okay, now if they had rules where it was just people that's supposed to be there, you know, and that happens. Hey, I'm guilty of it. Sure, I used to go to pools. You know what I mean? I would go see my peoples up in Phoenix, and we would go to different apartment complexes because they had the nicer pools. You know, same thing out here. You know, I got friends. Their pool pump breaks. They go to, you know, different apartment complexes that have nice pools. You know, and there's times we got kicked out. I remember we had barbecue going and everything, and you just got to, you know you're in the wrong, but we're adults. So these are little kids, you know, and don't come on now.
And what harm are they doing?
Yeah. But you got to remember these are rules once again. So now that goes back to the parent. Okay, then
I know.
You got to remember. Like I said, it's bottom line. You see the protection. Okay, like you said, these are residents that are making excuses for these kids. There you go with the Japanese.
Women should not.
They're making excuses for these kids, and this is what's going to happen. So that's why it goes back to what I keep saying: your best behavior. Just like how I was brought up. Okay, you know, I even though I was the one who didn't listen, but I did listen. Meaning, I knew when I was doing something wrong and somebody said something, I was getting up out of Dodge. Just like if that was the situation, I know I had some pushback, I probably would go to a different pool. You know, where those
but see,
kids
like in this video here, the little boy, he never said anything back. You see in the video, if you look at it, he just stood there and he took the abuse. You know, you could tell that he wasn't a rough kid, a verbal kid and stuff like that. Yeah. So it was just like my issue as a parent. It was like, wait a minute, how come there was other people around and that one person defended those kids? That no one interrupted and stopped what was going on.
MFC. This is the time we in. That's why do you think it's so surprising with the Montgomery thing? When it's like, we used to do that on a regular in front of my building in the Bronx. We seen somebody getting, that was, for some reason, there was an alleyway, okay? Some reason guys would want to smack up their girl over there. That would give us, you know, that was like, okay, that was open season, you know? And don't start arguing by the alleyway because, you know, the guys in my block, we going to jump you. And that's what we did. you put your hand on a female or just anybody in general. Say it was 3 guys jumping a guy, we would jump in. Didn't even have to know him. That's just how we were raised. But I've noticed there's a lot of people that they don't want to get involved, just because they don't want to, caught up in things. Not to mention things are a little bit more toxic now. Where before you might jump in, and the worst comes, somebody might pull out a knife or a razor. Now, you don't know who's packing. You don't know who's playing the games. Shit, the last time I tried to help a female who was saying she was getting robbed, they was fighting over a watch, right? And it was some tweakers arguing, but they didn't look like they was drugged out, and I didn't know this till she started. The guy's yelling at me now, so we're about to fight, and she's defending him. So that's when I had to back up, so it's that's why I can see why some people don't want to jump in and get involved, but these are kids, so they definitely should have been paid, but that goes, who raised you, goes back to your home training. Remember, a lot of these people don't got the home training. They got that selfishness. It ain't me. I'm not worried about that. Let me look the other way. And it's that humanity is somewhat gone. So I remember a lady fell. I'd make a U-turn. I'm yelling at people at the bus stop. Nobody helped her. I got out my vehicle. I'm helping this lady, and she was just standing. And the next thing you know, she fell. I seen it, and I'm up here yelling at people. It had to be like 9, 10 people at the bus stop. Like, what is up with y'all? And this is not a homeless lady or anything. She was waiting for the bus too. I guess the heat. So you know what I mean? I went in my car and I had some water. I gave her some water, and went on my way. But, and I had to catch myself because I'm ready to, physically get on somebody. It's like, yo, that could have been your mom. And that's what I'm telling people. That could have been your grandma, your mother. Yeah, but the selfishness in people. You see that the new thing they do in MFC where they got the blind guy, it's a little joke or whatever they're doing.
I know. No, it was a test. It's a psychological test.
Like what if that guy was really, you know what I'm saying, blind and he just became blind and he really doesn't know how to get around, like that right there. We used to take shit. The Boy Scouts, they used to tell us, man, help people across the street and things like that.
That's true.
You don't have none of that going down.
That's true. But unfortunately, that psychological test proved it wasn't like out of 10 people, 5 did and 5 didn't. Out of 10 people, 10 people would not let that black person touch them. They even rubbed their arms, and craziness and crazy. Whereas 10 for 10 for the white person, every time they helped the person. That was reality showing just how crazy the society has gotten. And it wasn't like both of them were both dressed, both subjects were both dressed the same way. Not one was bummy and the other one was dressed nice. They both was dressed exactly. They both had the same side, IC and cane. Okay. The only thing difference was the skin color. And that's a sad thing. But one thing I had to say, and that's why, it's not that I'm pumping up New York, but in New York City, we don't just sit. That's something I had to say. We, a lot of communities, I mean, even now today, yes, it's crazy where you definitely, people now go out in 2 and 3 and 4 people at a time, okay, because of the craziness of how things have happened. And, like people up in age are considered soft targets. Okay, but one thing I had to say, and that's my pride, that I tell anybody in a heartbeat on the rooftop, okay, when stuff get ready to get heavy, the people get involved. Even if it's in the hallway or it's out and the train stations and stuff, they get involved. That I have to say, I don't know about maybe a lot of these other towns and stuff like that, because everybody looks at things differently. I don't want to get involved. That's nothing, that doesn't concern me. That kind of thing, but no, that I have to honestly say. That's why if there's someone getting robbed and stuff like that, believe me, the people out here, and you're always going to have your regulars, which I think is okay. I don't have a problem with that. The regulars that are outside and everything, they'll talk up in a heartbeat. And a lot of them are vets, and you know how vets are. Vets don't play. They're not going to just sit back and let stuff, if they see something going on, they're not just going to take it.
They're not just going
But
to
I
take it.
do feel
Check this out,
I do feel
MFC. This
yep.
is not too long ago. Okay, I want you to
Yeah.
check this out. Since you said New York, we're gonna show you New York. Okay, we're gonna show you New
Jerry
York.
DeAngelis just spoke with the victim's mother. Disturbing videos which have surfaced on social media show a teenager being dragged by his sweatshirt on and off a subway train. Hateful language can be heard in the background as a group of teens repeatedly punch the 15-year-old. It's not clear what happened before or after the videos were recorded. We spoke with his mother over the phone, who says she can't bring herself to watch them.
And I'm not saying put yourself at risk. Okay, if you feel like your safety is going to be at risk.
That was in New York, MFC.
That's right. In the train
Okay.
stations. With
No,
the
nobody helped him. Oh my God! Now you're moving the goalposts.
No. I ain't moving the goalposts. I'm talking train stations. That's a
What?
Let me tell you. Do you know? Let me tell you.
Okay.
Just in New York City, we have 8.5 million people. Do you know only a third of the people will take the trains? People don't take the trains anymore because you
that
don't
train
know
was
how bad
crowded.
it is.
Okay, but to get on the train, you got to come from the streets. I'm trying to tell you, MFC, it's a different ball game. It's a different
the
ball
train
game.
station.
People are being
They'll tell you
selfish. That was on the train. I just showed you. That was on the train. They smacking that kid around. You couldn't do it.
Exactly. And the why people don't jump in for that, because when you see all those kids like that, again, like how you mentioned, you don't know what they have or this, that, and whatever. Do I agree with that? No.
Yeah.
But this is wrong. And that's the reason why I always say ever since the lockdown, this has gone crazy. I mean, for real crazy. You have to be very, very careful. People pray. I mean, a lot of people pray before they leave the house anyway. But just getting on the train, you have to say an additional prayer, okay? That you hopefully get to your job okay, or wherever you're going, and get back okay. It's crazy. And the sad part about it is you saw how this group of these kids, they're just attacking. You don't even have to say anything or bump into somebody. This is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what's going down. That's why I said it's definitely gonna get worse because people are real selfish. As far as that boy, somebody helping him out. Yeah, somebody should have, but
yeah, definitely.
That's why you have to raise your kids to be real, on point, know what's going on, have a phone. A lot of people don't want their kids with phones, and now you got to remember, you want your kid with that phone. That's that line of communication.
You do want your kid with a phone, but when you get those group wolf mentalities like that, they take your stuff, they could take your life, they stab you,
Wow.
and they have no fear that they're gonna be accountable for it. They have no. I'm telling you, it's like, and technically as an adult, say God forbid you do something and you hurt or you fatally take that person's life, okay? Now they're looking at you as, we don't have the stand ground here in New York.
Yes.
Okay, we don't have that stand ground. So now you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So, but again, I'm sorry. I just know it's definitely wrong, and I feel for every parent that, a lot of people, like I said, they find alternate routes. They don't take the train. They either take the bus. They take forever.
Yeah, but that's messed
people
up.
that do carpool. It is
That's
messed
messed up.
Agree.
That's a part of New
Agree.
York that people, should admire. You got that mass transit where nobody else does. That's what I look forward to when I go there. Like, hey, I don't need to drive everywhere. I can jump on the train and get there quicker. Yeah, but that's what. See, and this is the thing. Like, I was just arguing with somebody out here. Talking. Oh, my neighborhood is so tough because blase, and that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. You don't think that's embarrassing? It's embarrassing. That's the highlight. The highlight should be, hey, you could come here. There's so many pretty girls. You ain't got to worry about blase. That should be the highlight of your neighborhood or your town or your state. Not, we're number one on the murder list or when did fuck up become cool? Just like with the whole thing with all these people calling, oh, I'm on the dark side, and I did this in prison. I was doing woo woo. What the? I'm highly embarrassed. Are you freaking crazy? Highly embarrassed. I've been to jail. Highly embarrassed. I had to sit and freaking have my people go through visits and being searched and all this. Are you crazy? Talk about that. Not to mention, I have not heard one person talk about how you can't even freaking smoke a joint without somebody snitching on you. These guys are, oh, I'm getting paperwork and freaking what? And trust me, I was the one in there smoking the trees and all that, caught up in all this shit. You can't trust a damn person, even the person you messing with. What? Everybody snitching. Yeah. And I'll say this to anybody on that jail stuff. You crazy? Fuck that, man. These guys kill me. Pumping your chest up like that's something cool. Fuck that, man. Have you
I'll
dudes
tell you what, jail.
get poopy on your head with a freaking Quran. And fuck that. Yeah, I'm sorry. But yes, it's Tuesday. We're going to have fun. I got to hit the road. MFC, you want to give any shout outs to the crew? I like that shirt you got on. That look very...
Well, to finish, that's called medallion or something.
Medallion. Oh, shit. No, that's a cool shirt. I like that. That reminds me of Midtown. Okay?
Yeah.
Remember back in the days, you used to have the dress on with the goddamn sneakers? That's that Midtown.
That's right, because we always had to be ready for battle.
Y'all had sneakers. Oh, that battle my ass. Y'all had the shoes in your hand with the damn sneakers.
No, we have.
You like, I'm taking these damn shoes off.
Underneath our desk, we'd always have our different color shoes under the desk.
Yeah.
We'd be wearing our sneakers because you don't know what's happening on that train or whatever the case is, or walking. Someone thinks that, oh, we're gonna take her bag. Oh no, you're not.
Yeah.
We got to get together. And so you don't fight too well in heels. You got to have your sneakers. You got to have that grip. Okay. Just like I can't see how so many people be outside in flip flops. You can't fight well with flip flops.
Well, you got a lot of people think they can fight barefooted. Shit. I had somebody think that. I stomped on his goddamn foot and mashed it. Oh yeah. So your feet breaking a different way.
At the same time, you look how dirty the ground is. There's glass.
I ain't talking about dirty.
You need your sneakers.
You stomp on somebody. Somebody take their shoes off. Stomp on the top of their
boots. Okay.
No.
Like
stomp on the top of their feet. You can do that shit with sneakers, MFC. Oh yeah. And I ain't talking about just step. I'm talking about stomp. You stomp like you want to stomp.
That's
okay.
That's painful.
Oh yeah. You ask any doctor, you can't fix no broken foot like that. I'm talking about from the top. So it's But let's start. Let's get off the violence. We on winning cypher. We don't want MSC to go crazy on me. Might get a strike for playing Bismarck.
We're peaceful, but going back just for real.
No, there's nothing wrong. Yeah, nothing wrong with protecting yourself.
For people that have gone to jail and have come out, I know a lot of people that have come out and they've changed. They've changed their life. Then there's some people that, unfortunately, once you have a felon, a lot of jobs won't hire you. So you're kind of stuck into doing a hustle and things like that. But I have to say, I know a lot of people that have records, and to me, as long as you're trying to do whatever you got to do, I have no problem with that. Yeah. And I know a lot of companies, they'll purposely will hire, felons.
And I know a lot of people that went to prison that wouldn't have gone to prison had they had that money right. That part.
That's true.
I had to explain.
That was my research.
One of my neighbors talking all of that about all these guys, and here it is. He done got in trouble where he would have been doing 10 years type of bid, okay? But he was able to get off because his family had money. He was able to get private investigators. See, when people don't look at these things.
That's true. And when I did my research many years ago, when my sons were younger, and I realized. I always thought that, that was my mistake, okay? Because they always tell you that you're innocent until proven guilty. And then reality kicked in because I had a few good friends that their sons and stuff, and daughters too, got in trouble. And I was always the calm one to kind of placate things. And when I did the research and I found out that that's not reality. Reality is that you're guilty until proven innocent. And if you don't, and exactly what you said, if your family doesn't have that money for those private attorneys with the investigators and all that other stuff, it doesn't matter how innocent you are, okay? If they're able to put you into that square peg, they're gonna make that arrest, okay? And it doesn't matter. You could tell everybody you want, you're innocent. Or
like that young,
wow.
The guy we showing today. Let's say he was 18. It was a robbery. It just happened. He had a white shirt on, right? Blue shorts. Same description, right? Now here it is. Like they were saying in another news clipping I seen, thank God he didn't panic, this 12-year-old, right? Just run,
That's
which
true.
I would have done. I got cops pulling out on me, I'm running. I used to run from the cops anyway, but even at his age. But I'm talking about somebody, starting you like that, just run off. So here it is, you get caught up in a situation. I just had the same outfit this guy had, and I've heard that case a lot. Now I'm on an uphill battle where, I got to go, once you're indicted, it's a wrap. Now they give you a high bail. You can't make that bail. So you might look at a plea. Here it is. You didn't do nothing, but you get your lawyer scaring you up, saying, "Hey, you blow trial, you're going to get 7 to 21, and they're going to give you an offer of 3." If I was you, I can't tell you what to do, but I would jump on that. Because this judge,
Right. And
they
for
always say,
people that don't
this
have that
judge here,
experience,
he's known for
they'll
throwing
jump
everything
at
at
that.
you, and you're like, "Oh my God!" Now you
Yeah.
have no,
Yeah.
no lawyers. You got a public defender. You're putting this struggle on your family, so in your heart, you just want to get this over with, and you have people that'll do that. Now you're in the mix, as they say, because now you got a bid, you got parole. So anyway, it's a big nightmare, and people need to get it together instead of worrying about the BS. And this goes to everybody, okay? I don't care,
This
black,
is something.
white, Chinese. If that hasn't woken you up, what just went down, okay?
Yeah.
if that hasn't woken you up,
Yeah.
that boat ride incident I'm talking about, okay? If that
Yeah.
has in Alabama, if that hasn't woken people up, I see people still running around like nothing. They're making jokes of it with the chair and everything. This is very serious because you know what? The other side is taking it very serious. So you need to realize that the other side is taking this very serious. People don't like to get embarrassed, and that's what they're looking at this as.
Yeah.
They're not looking at this as, hey, these are just people defending themselves. So keep that in mind, people. Yeah,
No, it's true. For the ones that don't like. That's why there was one lady that mentioned that for that 16-year-old boy that swam and he got, to help the co-captain and stuff, Aquaman. Yes. Okay. They were saying they need to protect his face. They should really, protect his face because they got to watch out.
Yeah, they just throw him out there.
Anything can happen to him.
Throw them all out there.
But
throw them all out there.
But look, all I can say is yes. I'm glad that. To be honest with you, I mean, hey, I went like you said. Once he threw the hat up, I already knew.
Yeah, but MFC, we gotta get off
it was wrong.
that height.
It was definitely
once they protected him. Chill. All of that going to the boat, that was wrong. You know why that was wrong? Because if somebody had a firearm, it would have been. They would have got away with it. Why? Because you cannot come up on somebody. I don't care any courtroom you in. You're saying you're self-defense and you're coming at me. You understand what I'm saying? Those people on that boat. See, this is the thing. We got to stop letting impulses and that pride get you. That pride will get you murdered, in jail, messed up, away from your family. You see what I'm saying? So once that guy was in safety, you see what I'm saying? That's what and it's very hard. Trust me, even myself. I'm talking all this good stuff now, but trust me, I would have to, really ease myself and know my triggers to able to get away from that.
To me, that whole scenario, the way it started and ended up, I was 100% back in that. I felt not only because just think about it. Those people that were on the boat. Just those people on the boat that they're seeing this co-captain being attacked.
Okay, but
They're
MFC,
too far away. They can't. No, I'm just saying. And I'm just saying with the whole scenario of how these people acted, this group, I'll call it a group of people, how they acted like they wanted to be victim. Even near the end, they still try to act like they were the victim.
They're getting away with it. It's on camera and everything. They're getting They're being treated the same way these black people are being treated. MFC at this point. Remember, they're getting arrested. The black female got fired that day. Okay.
Right.
All right, and I'm not talking about the jobs. Well, what I'm saying is, it could have been deadlier, real easy. When they went to that boat, okay, if somebody had a firearm, they would have let off. And what I'm saying is, they would have won. You cannot come at me and try to claim self-defense later. You see what I'm saying? So by you, I get what you're saying. Yeah, they did it, with no care of the world, and they was giving them the finger. They started everything. I get it. but let's look at the ending of it, and that's where we need to be. That's why I say the ultimate mind state. You see what I'm saying? We don't need we need to get off this impulse movement. You see what I'm saying? When things like that happen, we always have to get somebody filming, get somebody, because that will cover your ass. Not to mention, the main thing for people is to save that guy. Okay, once you save it, okay, yeah, get busy. If they're coming at you, yeah. But once you got that perimeter, okay, just this on a war, this is war. The same way they doing it, okay? They didn't think, they just reacted. You feel me? The same way. Yeah, that boy swam. That was cool and everything. But going to the boat, that's the problem I have, because I know how it would have been treated. The same way, even with them people, how they being treated now, like it's half and half. You see what I'm saying? You got oh, well, he didn't have to hit that female like that. And man, when it's war, you're not looking. You see what I'm saying? That's why I tell my daughters, yeah, you go up and swinging on some dudes, be prepared for that swing to come back. Don't think just because you're a female. You see what I'm saying? But it's not looked at in the eyes, not to mention you're dealing with this, MFC. You see what I'm saying? You're dealing with that. Because it would have been treated way different had you had a bunch of black guys jumping some white guy who was just doing his job. It would have been looked at these thugs, you see what I'm saying? This is the reality, and it's an ugly reality. My main thing is getting you home. See what I'm saying? That's where we need to be. And it's so hard to even see that. You see, because it's like, oh man, you disrespecting me. You that pride, and I just was telling my son that. Don't learn from me. Don't let your pride get you. Because there's times where my pride got me in situations, even not too long ago. You know my situation when I had to fight. Okay? And that was over a smile. It was because it angered me. I knew what it was about. But that's where we have to, and that, like I said, if we to correct, to be, you know what I'm saying, that you have to correct your mistakes, you know.
Well, my thing, I look at it, like I said, to me, everything the way it went, hey, shout out.
Stick on that.
Okay, I'm sticking on that, and I'm sticking on the part that.
Okay, but what if they would have went to that boat and got shot up? What would you have felt then?
I would have felt that if that was the case, if they did pull out, there would have been more people going after those people. Definitely.
Well, all right.
They wouldn't have just stopped. No, they wouldn't have just stopped because it was, you know, like I said again, it's if say for instance you were on that boat, just like for instance the co-captain, his nephew was on that boat.
No, so you think you're getting personal. Stop getting personal.
No. I'm just okay. No, I'm saying in the general. So your loved one. I'm just saying for anybody. Their loved one is not in hands, you know, in close quarters, as you say. That if you see someone attacking your family member or your loved one, that you could go. But you're that far away, like, oh my goodness, it's like.
Okay, MS. I know, I understand what you're saying, but are we the same? Are we looked at as the same, meaning black and white people?
Of course not. But is that right? No, it's not.
Okay, so that's what you have to. That's what you're dealing with.
Right, but saying? Now
you gotta let this be your weapon. Huh?
Right. To me, this now is a movement in the sense that people are tired of seeing stuff on the news, or there's so much stuff that happens that we don't even see on the news. Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm all with you. I'm all with you.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is protection.
Keep it going.
I'm not gonna say everything 100% was right, because it wasn't. I'm saying, yes, protect your people, but once you got that, and deal with it the same way they do, meaning the law. Meaning, let's say, for example, boom, they would have got that perimeter, got those guys off of him. Okay, now those guys are getting charges. It would have been none of us getting charges. You see what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with it. And that's it. Not to mention, everybody's coming home to their families. Nobody's getting killed, okay, by going at them where they can get away with it. Because had they let off and say somebody else didn't jump in, like you're saying, okay, they would have been able to use that self-defense, just like they trying to get the guy with the chair. But that's kind of, you know, not to mention you got to remember what you're dealing with, and it's ugly. But that's why, like I said, that's why we have to be on our meaning black people, okay, and Latin people, okay, need to be on our best behavior, because how they are looking at us, talking about us, penalizing us. You see what I'm saying?
No, that's true. That's true. But I'm just glad that we got that momentum going. And yep, I am definitely, I'm sorry. I can be peaceful, but at the same time, there's enough is enough. There's enough is enough, and especially, you know, I'm sorry. I would have acted just like they.
Talking like I'm sorry.
I would have acted just like I don't
Man,
feel that
sister's
anything
talking
they
out there
did.
now. You talking in tongues.
To me, if I had the wherewithal, that woman that pushed that other woman in the water,
Yeah,
but
she
she
got
still
fired.
was all over the place. Okay, that was that same woman that not only went after the co-captain, but also went after that 16-year-old swimmer. Okay, that woman was all over the place. So yeah, she pushed her twice. But anyway, bottom line is that, you know, if that was a case where I had the resources, she'd be hired. She wouldn't even have to worry about the job. But I'm pretty sure all the attention and stuff they're getting, that woman will not be unemployed for long. Okay, she will
should have
not
been
be unemployed
rehired
for
the
long.
same day. But, you know,
She was, she had just worked there a week, you know, and but bottom line is, that's crazy. So, but like I said, you know, you get when one door closes, another one opens.
Yes.
So, you know, so the bottom line is, I give total shout out for her. Yeah, you keep it going, and she's not letting nothing stop it. And
learn
so
from this. Don't listen to MFC. You ain't got to wild out. Cause sometimes your ass wilding out.
Yeah,
you
you
ain't
do.
got no
Yeah, you
bail
do.
money.
When
Okay,
you see stuff getting crazy,
you ain't got to dump.
okay?
You ain't got to dumb out. Use your head. You know, if you got 6 of y'all, 2 of y'all hold back. You know, get it on film. You know. I'm all with the stick and move. You know, if you know what that means, you know what that means. And yeah, just get your butt home. That's what it's about. But when it's like, we show our love to everybody. Much love to everybody.
We do. We show
Shout out
love.
everybody. But make sure you watch that Bismarcky documentary. Yeah,
yes.
On Showtime. Yeah, definitely check that out.
And everyone be safe, please. You know, no matter where you are, okay? You don't know, like I know Dr. Charles mentions demon time, okay? You know, just everybody be careful. And, you know, like I said, look positive and you keep it going. And what you believe in, you stay fast with that. You never let someone make you feel less than you are. That's a Tuesday word. Thank you for coming to Winning Cypher.
Something big on fire, yeah. Yeah. Fire.
There's something big on 50
that real rap, chill, relax. Or you can get that, flip that, like acrobatic, like my sister, all dramatic. You don't want no static, I'll leave you scared up in the attic with a mother watching rabbit. You gon' smooth, nothing to it, overkill the competition. Leave them lost up in the sauce, while I'm eating in the kitchen. Let everybody know this that new rap edition. I got what you're missing. This that bomb, man, listen. Get it, got it, good like it ought to be. Treat me like a king, all these pearls want to spoil me. Crush them like the secretaries, I'm